What it is, homies, McFlubber Pants all up in this hizzy. It has been a while, hasn't it? Well, I'll tell you what. There's been a lot of reasons. Work-related, family-related, all sorts of reasons. And right now, one of the big reasons is that I can't do the next LP I want to do because a certain something needs some fixing.
Look at that face. That's the face of a boy who is not ready for the adversity ahead of him. Now, I'm not talking about fixing the Xbox 360. That was actually pretty easy. I'm talking about just getting this fucking video made. And this is a story about that. This is a video series I've been meaning to do for a while, and I finally had a project come up where I felt like it'd be a good idea to film it. Now, I've been running into a ton of difficulties while filming and editing this project. To give you an idea, I started shooting this long before quarantine, and I've only been able to edit it a couple of days before I upload this video. So I have missing footage, I have audio issues, but I'm gonna be doing what I can to fix all of that, including replacing footage with animation, to give you an idea of what's going on. So, let's jump into it.
Look over here. Pardon the lighting. I have a son that's trying to go to bed in there, so I need the lights off in here. So if we look over here, we got an Xbox 360. One of the games I want to play next is on this game system. But if I just turn it on there, oh wow, look, it powers on. That's great. But listen to that fan. It's fucking blowing, so I know it's heating up a lot, and I don't want that. But not only that, if we just go right over here, ooh, no. Oh no, it's jammed up. And I need to fix that if I want to be able to play this game. Yeah, so that pretty much sums it up. I have an Xbox with a jammed DVD drive, and I need to do something about how hot it gets. So the first step was making sure everything was powered off and unplugged. Then I'd take it over to my dining room table, gather up all of my supplies, grab my tools, put them all down, and get ready to open this bitch up. Perfect. Let's get this show on the road. So, first thing that we need to do here is we got to open up this guy. I don't even remember how to open up my Xbox. I know I had to take out the hard drive. I have some tools here from iFixit, hashtag not sponsored. Got my supplies for cleaning and wiping this guy up and everything ready to go on an anti-static mat, so I think I'm good to get going.
Okay, first I had to take off the front and side panels, which thankfully came off really easily. However, I was not prepared for how absolutely disgusting the inside was gonna be.
Oh, Jesus.
I guess I should have known that, especially considering it's like 1 billion years old now, but it still managed to surprise me.
Oh.
Next, I had to get the top separated from the bottom. This was far more difficult. Apparently, they used to make a tool for this specific task. I don't have one of these, which only made it more difficult. And I feel I didn't capture this properly, due to both having a bad camera angle as well as said camera dying. So I decided to make an animation in Gary's mod to properly capture how it felt getting this damn thing open. Then it was only a matter of removing the DVD drive and getting that open in order to clean the motor. When I first embarked on this project, I didn't know if I needed to do some maintenance or if something was broken and actually needed replacing. Thankfully, it was the former, which meant all I had to do was remove the motor's band, clean that with isopropyl alcohol, clean the motor with isopropyl alcohol, clean everything with isopropyl alcohol. Then I could put it all back together, order some extended batteries on Amazon for my camera, and then call it a night, saving the heat sinks and thermal paste for later. Next on the to-do list was to remove the heat sinks and redo their thermal paste. Both tasks taking far longer and much more effort than I thought they would. You see, these heat sinks are not attached with screws or anything reasonable like that, no. They're attached with these X-shaped clamps that for some reason are called X-clamps. And these things are damn near impossible to remove. The iFixit kit comes with pry bars. They're little, they're made out of plastic, and there's one made out of metal. But these were still too big, so I couldn't use them. Instead, I had to find the smallest flathead bit that came with the iFixit kit and use that. This took forever. And no matter how hard I pulled and pried and cried, it would not come off. At one point, I was pulling on it so hard that I lost my grip and managed to gouge myself on one of the soldering points on the bottom of the board. And what did I get for my effort? Nothing. However, I refused to give up, and eventually I managed to get both of the X-clamps off. Little did I know, the real difficulty was about to begin. You see, I still had to remove the thermal compound. And at this point, it was more like thermal concrete. Cause I tell you, this shit wouldn't come off. And when I say it wouldn't come off, I mean it. I tried everything. I had scrapers, I had Q-tips, and I had isopropyl alcohol, and I tried it all. I did have some good luck with the scrapers on the heat sinks, but then I scratched the shit out of them, and I couldn't do that to the CPU or video card. I don't want to damage that. So I just had to deal with scrubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and rubbing and 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 scrubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and rubbing. And it wouldn't come off. No, it just stayed there. But I ain't no quitter. I wasn't gonna stop, so I just kept going. I kept scrubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and rubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and scrubbing and rubbing and scrubbing and rubbing. And eventually, it came off. And by eventually, I of course mean over an hour of scrubbing the hardest I could. My arms were dead afterwards. I was so sore. So yeah, I got the thermal compound off. That's how I did it. So after all of that, it was finally time for reassembly, putting it back where it was and testing it.
There we go. You just needed to reset. I knew not to doubt you. Oh.
And I have to say, it's been a few weeks since I fixed it, and I'm glad that I took the time to do it. Because without it, I wouldn't be able to play most of my favorite games, and not being able to play them during this pandemic would have driven me insane. Well, that's the end of this video, so I'll see you guys next time, where I will also do something else, and film it, and share it with you guys. So, see you then, I guess, maybe? Please, come back, subscribe.